Hey y'all, this is AL Thick Madame, and this is the recap review for Tyler Perry's Sistas. So I just saw the entire episode. Um, let me go ahead and get into the recap review. Okay, so y'all, everybody at the grocery store, or as I, for whatever reason, I say grocery, and my friend dies laughing. It was like, what is wrong with her? Oh no, I just say grocery sometimes. But anyway, they had the grocery store. And they're trying to get down to the bottom of how Fatima and Zach know each other. He has never brought her up. She, brings him up to Aaron and all this other stuff. And she was just like, I never knew. Of course, this heifer want to know if her friend knew this whole time and ain't said nothing. Y'all, Zach keep talking about, I don't want to talk about this in the grocery store. And I mean, I'm just like, bruh, she like, I want to, talk. I want to settle this now. Andy's my boss. Like, I ain't got no issues with her. I ain't got no issues with none of these folks. I want to be able to resolve this now. Like, what you talking about? So he walk off. And y'all, I'm just like, oh my gosh. Like, ultimately, Fatima was like, look, I didn't know that he was your ex. He never mentioned your name. And, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't have ever done that had I known. And then, of course, Fatima feels like a crazy person because the two of them just had sex. The exes just had sex. And he ain't said nothing. And like I said before, I felt like he should have said something, which is what she said when they were on the way home. Because she was like, Zach, you could have told me. And he was like, really? Do you really think I could have told you that? And so she was like, yeah, you really could have told me. So she was like, yeah, you got your own money. You can go and get your own place. So he was like, oh yeah, now I got my own money. Okay. So I'm like, bruh, when she wanted to talk about it, you didn't want to talk about it. Now you in the car. You supposed to, okay, so can we talk about it now? And he worried about her driving. And she was like, don't worry about me. I know I got this. Child, she'd have told him that she don't think it's going to work out and that she glad that it happened now instead of later on down the road. If things would have, gone past the level of where they are now. So he ain't going to have nowhere to stay. So I guess he going to go pack his raggedy duffel bag and get up out. So anyway, so stupid. Maurice and Calvin are at the house, and Maurice can tell that Calvin is in his feelings. He is stalking Sabrina's social media accounts, and he was just like, look, I know you still like her. Don't be trying to sit up here and act like you feel some type of way, like it's not how you feel. I can tell. I already know what it is. And so he was like, ultimately he was like, well, I'm going to go over there and talk to her because he don't know what to say on the phone to her. Well, everybody done left the grocery store, and it's just to the point where it's just a Debbie Downer type situation now. It ain't a fun girls' night anymore. And Andy is about to drop everybody off at their house. And, it's just a mess. And, of course, Karen is still wanting to know if Andy knew about them being together. She was like, I promise you, I didn't know. She never said a name. All she said was that she was dealing with somebody. Like, no, I didn't know about any of this. And I'm like, girl, why are you so mad? And then, like, she really took it to heart and was like, he never said my name to her. Me and Aaron, we talked about him all the time. Like, we discussed one another all the time. I actually said his name. He knew his name. And I'm just like, you really in your feelings like that because he didn't mention your name. Oh, okay. But anyway, so Danni got dropped off, and she greets Preston. Well, little did she know that Zach was at the house and that ate and some more. And so she done took the belt and threatened him with this belt and told him to get out the house. And eventually he got out and all of this, and it's just a mess. So she and Preston are talking, and he was just like, I feel like there are some things that you need to work on, and I know I can help you with those things. And of course she feels as though he's trying to save her and change her and fix her, and she ain't here for nobody doing nothing like that for her. But ultimately, we as the viewer, we know that he is actually doing this because he really does care about her and he really is trying to help her for real. And it shouldn't be a ploy. It's not something that she really should worry about. Like, he really does like her. So it's like, girl, bye, calm down. So she in her feelings. And I mean, I get it to a certain extent, but no, she doing the most. So anyway, then she and Sabrina get on the phone and they talking, and Jacoby about to be on his way over to Sabrina's house. And Danni was like, oh, did you shave? And so she was like, we're not going to do anything. So, and she kept on interjecting. It was like, yeah, you know, you need to get that. I can hear it talking from over here. You need to shave. I don't care what you say, you need to shave. She had me dying. I'm like, Danni is so stupid. But anyway, you know, and then like the way that she was talking, she could tell that she was on the phone. So she was like, well, on the phone in the bathroom. So she, you know, ultimately was like, girl, you need to I'll just talk to you when you done. And then she was like, I ain't doing nothing in this bathroom. Y'all, anyway, Andy is at the house now after she's dropped everybody off. And Gary is about to come over. And so he done came over there and she wondering why he calling instead of just coming up because he has a key. So then he get in there and they talking. And he was like, well, I don't know what's going on because my keys are missing for my place and for your place and all this other stuff. But I've had, you know, I've called and I have, you know, I mean, I guess he's going to get everything replaced. So I thought about it for a minute and I'm like, oh, I know where the keys are, and it's their fault for even, basically doing a preview last week. And I'm just like, in all honesty, I feel like they should have left that out because it would have been a real big shocker had they not put that information out there. And y'all already know what it is if you ain't already caught on right now. If not, you'll find out at the end of this recap review. So anyway, so they talking. Andy then jumped from how the saying goes, she done jumped out of the fryer out of the fire into the frying pan or whatever. I'm just like, girl, what's wrong with you? She over here talking about, oh, well, I think you should move in here with me. So he over here looking like, where Ashton Kutcher at though? Like, are you serious? Like, I'm just like, girl, you really are doing the most. You already sitting up and telling me, yeah, I think we're engaged. Yay. I'm so happy. You know, you just almost killed me the other day. Because again, this show has literally only been like a few days after all this stuff that happened. I don't even think a max of a month has passed since he squeezed her and almost killed her. And I'm just like, girl, bye. I can't. Like the days on this show go by so slow. So I'm like, you already said yes to a proposal. And the ring that he has for you is the type that don't come off unless his ring is there as the key to unlock it, to come off your finger, because it's meant to stay on your finger for the rest of your life. He needs counseling. You need counseling too, even though you don't want to accept it, because obviously, look at how dumb you are in this moment. You still dealing with somebody who is obsessive, who anytime you speak to any male, he think it's a problem, even though we live in a world where everybody loves everybody. And he don't think nothing about anything when you're dealing with a woman. You could secretly have some kind of situation going on with that. You could secretly like women a little bit too. You like women every now and again. Ain't no telling, but every time you say hey to a man, he's all up in arms. But somehow all these red flags are dancing around, but you don't see it. You don't understand. You don't understand. I'm not understanding you. Like, y'all, I was just like, all these red flags, helpful. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? But anyway, like I said, we get to the end of the episode. Everything comes out. I mean, it makes sense because they spoiled us with the preview. But anyway, y'all. So anyway, Jacoby done rolled up because he done told her. She called him, and then he was like, "Well, I'm gonna come over there," and she was just like, "No, I didn't say anything about coming over." And he was like, "Look, we both know what this is." And he done rolled up. He tried to make it seem like he was going to come over with, you know, something to drink or something. So when he do pop up, he got a bag of weed. And so she was like, you know, we do random drug tests. And so he was like, no, you do random drug tests. So he done rolled up. He kissing her, making her feel good. And so she kept trying to reiterate, nothing's going to happen. The most we can do is lay in the bed. We can lay in the bed. We're not going to do anything. And then the kisses started getting even better. And she was like, well, yeah, you might be able to lay on top of me when that's it. So they making out in the kitchen, got her on the kitchen counter. He is butt naked. She still got all her work attire and everything on. And he butt naked up in here, doing the most. And she was like, well, there it goes again. What is going on here? Trying to figure out what is going on with his member being hard. And I'm like, apparently he likes what's happening. He likes you, whether you're just another hole and you have all these orifices, whether it's one of those situations where you're a person and he don't mind sticking and moving, or he really likes you as a person. So it's getting hot and steamy. And then there's a knock at the door. And eventually she's able to tear herself away from Jacoby. And of course, who's at the door? Calvin. And he was like, hi, Sabrina. I know that this is unexpected, but I was going to call, but I didn't know what to say. And da-da-da-da-da. And she over here looking like, yeah, so, maybe you should call me. I'm like, girl, you ain't got to apologize. You ain't in no relationship with him. You have already said that you ain't ready for no relationship. And every time you look up, you always feel like he gay. So ain't no explanation needed. I'm just saying, I ain't here for it. I'm just not. I don't think I'm gonna ever be here for them being together. But I really do honestly feel like Tyler Perry and them are gonna make it. So whatever. Anyway. Well, eventually, Jacoby is deciding to be petty. I don't know, because before she went to the door, she asked him, was he on something? Did he take something before he came over there? He's trying to make it seem like he didn't. Well, he rummaging through the refrigerator, and then he was like, hey, Sabrina. And I'm like, boy, if you don't shut up, like, what is you so loud for? You act like you don't know she right there at the door. Shut up. So he told us, hey, Sabrina. And then she opened the door up and he butt naked with the, his midsection being hidden by the open refrigerator door, and he pulled out like a bill. So I'm like, boy, you doing the most. So of course, Calvin's in his feelings. And now Sabrina feels as though she's done so much wrong. And I'm like, girl, you are single. Now one of y'all have papers on one another. Calm down. And you ain't here for him like that, because every time you look at him, or you think something is going sideways, you always think he gay. Every other day, you think he gay. So what is the point? There is so much uncertainty. Girl, bye. Be done. Go have your fun. Go have your whole phase. Go do whatever it is you're going to do, because this is stupid at this point. Y'all circling the drain every time. So anyway, so she in her feelings, and you could tell she has this look of remorse on her face. And I'm like, girl, bye. Girl, I hope you get over that real quick and get up under Jacoby or do something, because he is just not it. So anyway, Danni, I guess, takes a shower and come out, and she's talking to Preston. And, he is, just trying to explain to her that, he really likes her a lot, and he's not trying to save her. Like, she thinks that it's going on, like he's trying to mold her into something else and all the other stuff. And, he's just like, I just know that there are a few things that you need to work on, and I want to be able to help you with that. So he's just offering that up. And he was like, and I have a few things I need to work on too. And so he asked her to help him, basically whenever the time comes, hopefully she will do that. And so she was like, well, that's the difference. You actually asked me and didn't just impart your, advice on me and tell me that this is what you gonna do. So, I mean, yeah, that is true. But at the same time, it's like, girl, calm down. So yeah, they're talking, and he done paid up her rent for 3 months, and she didn't know. And she over here is like, wait a minute, baby, let me unzip these pants. And he was like, you need to stop if you're not playing, then do what you gonna do. She made it seem like she was about to come up off some things, off of some dometh. And, and so he got excited. So she was like, I am playing a little bit. And I'm like, yeah, heifer, you finna do something. Yeah, anyway, so they talking, and, they are on decent terms. Hopefully she don't mess this up. Well, the dummy, Andy, is at the house. And she's falling asleep for the night, and I guess Gary was in the bathroom. And what we all got spoiled on was the fact that Jasmine is in her apartment. So they're going back and forth. She was like, what are you doing here? And so they're going back and forth, and she told her to get out of her apartment and all this other stuff. She was all big and bad. And then he came out of the bathroom and was like, what are you doing here? You need to leave. I was like, oh gosh. And then I saw the gun behind her back. Well, she turned around and shot him up. If he ain't dead, he must be a cat and got 9 lives. Because I'm just sorry. I hope he is dead because I'm sick and tired. I'm sick. Certain people, I'm just like, just kill them off. I'm tired. Like on the Oval, y'all, I am so tired. Spoiler alert. I am tired of that son. So he should have been a throat baby. Let's just be honest. He should have been that. Spit him out on the ground at this point. I don't know what is going. He should have never came to fruition. He should have been killed. Aborted something. I'm sorry. I'm not even trying to be evil like that, but he is evil. I'm sorry. Gary, I hope he did. I'm sorry. He's beating on my nerves. But yeah, she shot him up, sent him ass, something terrible. Then she turned the gun back on Andy, and she was like, Jasmine, please, no, now. Please, no. Ooh, y'all, I was in here cackling. I'm sorry. Ooh, child. Girl, you over here playing with fire, and I don't know if the nosy bellboy or whatever is gonna be, somewhere and somehow gonna know that this done popped off and gonna come into the apartment. I don't know what's gonna happen. This heifer might end up getting wounded, killed, whatever. I don't know. Unless Gary pops up like a Chucky doll and charges her. I don't know. It would not surprise me. Because the heifer Andy might actually have 9 lives too. But anyway, that was the episode. And they told us that we are not going to have to wait long for the next season because it's going to come back in June. So we shall see how this all turns out when it comes back then. Anyway, they make me mad when they do stuff like this with shows like this. They know we want a resolution like now. So why don't y'all have a 2-hour situation for that? This was just an hour and I ain't here for it. Anyway, hopefully y'all enjoyed the recap review. Like this video. Let's get down in the comment section and discuss it. Bye.